Welcome to the show, guys. Got an exciting one here for you. We've even got a co-host here today, and we are talking about the worst picks at each draft round. All right, so we're going to go through the first 7 rounds, and we're going to give you guys the worst pick to draft in the first 7 rounds of Fantasy Football 2022. So this is like a mock draft, but not really. We're just giving you the worst pick at each position. Now, I'm being stared at as we're talking here, guys. I've got a very special guest. He's my intern. His name is Connor the Concheapsis. This is about his 3rd appearance on my social media. He was introduced on my Instagram a few days ago, and he's here. He's going to have his own separate camera because the way that we're sitting right now, it's way too close for comfort. I can smell the breath, the terrible breath coming out of his mouth right now, and it's not very pleasant. So we're gonna have his own camera in a moment here. But I'd like to introduce Connor the Concheapsis here. Welcome, Connor, to the show. I'm back. Connor, thank you for being here. And what we don't realize here, guys, is that what I don't think Connor realizes here, and I don't think he minds either way because he's on payroll right now, is that what actually is going to happen here is we're going to give you guys the worst pick at each position, okay? And what the funny thing is Connor is going to give us just his picks. So this is actually going to be the Concheapsis pick. But what Connor doesn't know is it's actually the worst pick, and I'm going to critique it after he's done talking about it. Not the worst pick at all. Stop. Yeah, so Connor, I understand that you're a little upset about this and offended, but that's the facts. I don't agree with your picks, and let's just go through the worst pick at each position, which actually happens to be your favorite pick. And we're going to get into that. But before we do, guys, make sure you guys get the 16-round draft solution where none of Connor's picks are going to be implemented at all. Dominate the draft, guys. Get the 16-round draft solution. Link in the bio. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal players drafted each round. Avoiding the mainstream Concheapsis. That's not very nice. I know, Connor, we want people to win their leagues, all right? Now, we're grooming Connor into that lion mentality, which is very, very tough to do, but we're going to be doing that. Stop chewing on the mic, please. All right, so we're going to get on to this. Let's start off with the first pick. Now, make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up, and drop a comment if you want to see more of Connor. Let us know if you want to see more of him. He's actually very, very excited to be here. Short attention span, terrible breath. And, yeah, I'm excited to get into this. So, first round, the worst player, the worst pick in the first round. Who is the worst pick in the first round? We're going to leave it to Connor. Connor, can you just go over to that camera over there, right over there, please? Yeah, step in front of the camera there. And I want you to tell us your favorite pick for the first round, okay? So, this is actually, quiet. This is the worst pick, but he's going to tell us his favorite pick. Hi, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. Now, I've worked for many, many networks far and abroad before, far, far, far away from where I'm currently working, and the counselor has welcomed me to the channel, so I really, really appreciate it. So, for round 1, my favorite pick, Connor, we're talking worst pick, but yeah, for Connor, it's going to be his favorite pick. Can I keep talking, please? Yeah, continue. So, my favorite pick for round 1 is Cooper Kupp. That's it. Now, Connor, can I ask you something here? I want to know why did you come up with this pick? I want to know why Cooper Kupp is your favorite pick, which in actuality, in my opinion, is the worst pick. I don't appreciate that tone. And the reason is it's very simple. He finished on top last year, so this year, he's going to finish on top again. It's common sense, counselor. You better wake the heck up. Connor, I appreciate that, but we're talking statistically historical numbers here. We're talking astronomical numbers that are very, very hard to duplicate. And at the end of the day, why are you back on this mic? I want you over there, please. Yeah, over there on that camera. Yeah, right over there. The thing is, it's very, very hard to duplicate those numbers. A lot of people are drafting Cooper Kupp in the first round thinking that he is going to be the man yet again. Very, very hard to duplicate those numbers, guys. We're talking astronomical, just under 2,000 yards. What is it? 2,000 yards receiving, 16 plus touchdowns. We've got a new offense who's going to be on a Super Bowl hangover. And at the end of the day, they've got Allen Robinson. It's a different offense. And again, such a pinnacle year last year. I don't see them duplicating those numbers. If you guys are listening in the car, Connor has come back to the mic and he just doesn't seem to want to stay away from me here. Clearly, I'm getting this death stare from him. Clearly, can you please, your camera is over there. Forgot. Man, I don't like Cooper Kupp in the first round. What part of that don't you understand? Go back to your camera. Cooper Kupp round 1. That's all you need to know. All right, let's move on to round 2 because this, I'm still getting the death stare. It's very, very uncomfortable. You know, I brought you onto the show to give you an opportunity, to give you a platform, and here you are, breathing down my neck, breathing down my... I got to sanitize the mic as soon as we're done here because your breath absolutely stinks, Connor, and I don't appreciate the attitude. This is my show. You've come on here. Stop giving me that look. Guys, I don't know. I think this might be a first or last. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of Connor because clearly he's detrimental to the podcast here. All right, Connor, let's go to the second. Why don't you give us back to the other camera, please? All right, now, Connor, second round, who's your favorite pick here? Well, I don't know if I want to tell you now. Connor, second pick, I want to know who your favorite pick is in the second round. Who is actually, guys, the worst pick in the second round? All right, now, let me get to this. I want you to agree this time because that's just how West Sheep roll. We all agree with each other. Well, Connor, this is not a Can Sheeps' podcast. This is a lion mentality podcast. Now, as you know, guys, lions are stronger than sheep. Are you aware of this, Connor? I'm not aware, but my herd tells me otherwise. All right, Connor, listen, let's focus here. Tell us who your favorite pick is here for the second round. Like, who do you like the most here in the second round? Who I think is the worst pick. Well, now, there's a couple of great options here. Am I limited to one? Well, Connor, we're just picking the worst pick here, which is actually your best pick, but I know there's a couple guys you like in the second round here. Who do you like in the second round? Could you please let us know? Oh, this is easy. I like Aaron Jones, but from what you're telling me, you don't like Aaron Jones. Now, here's the reason I don't like it. You're back on the mic. Okay, well, this is where Connor is going to stay as I'm giving my analysis. It's very uncomfortable and awkward, but we got to continue on. Aaron Jones was actually, did you know this, Connor? I don't know if you knew this because you're literally copying and pasting from last year, and I think you can Sheeps have a bias towards Aaron Jones, but I don't know if you know this, but A.J. Dillon was actually, I don't know if you know this. Well, I do know this. He says he does know this. A.J. Dillon was the RB1 last year. He looks a little shocked right now, guys. If you're listening in the car, he looks a little shocked. Now, A.J. Dillon actually out-attempted him last year, out-touchdown, you're distracting me, out-touchdowned him and out-rushed Aaron Jones. So let me ask you this, Connor, and I want you to be honest with me. Why are you drafting Aaron Jones this year? I just want an honest answer, just honestly. Because everybody else is doing it. Okay, that's a fair answer. I like that. Everyone else is doing it. That's fair. Okay, so Aaron Jones, again, guys, for me, I like Dillon later. If I had to choose, I'm going robust RB. I don't like, obviously there's an uptick in volume here with Adams being gone, right? 169 freed up targets. We see Connor shaking his head, aggressively here. So Aaron Jones can see an uptick for sure in receptions, but at the end of the day, guys, Dillon was the one, and they've got other receivers there. They got Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs. They brought in Watkins, who years to wow us, we're not wowed. Sucks. But at the end of the day, there is other options. Yes, there's going to be an uptick potentially in Aaron Jones' receiving production, but how much? I don't think it's going to be enough to signify a second-round pick. But Connor could be right, and I could be wrong. So, Connor, can you get back over to that camera again, please? Thank you. Right over there. Can you tell us round 3, okay? Who is your favorite pick, which is actually the worst pick, everybody? Who is your favorite pick here in the third round? I can't believe we got to do 7 rounds of this. This guy is very hard to deal with. I don't appreciate that. I do not appreciate that at all. I have been actually kind of mean to you, haven't I, Connor? Yes, you have, and I demand an apology. Listen, you're on payroll. If you want to keep your job quiet. Okay. All right, so can you give us your favorite pick in round 3, please? Okay, now, let me get to this. There's a couple of options here at my favorite, but I would have to say this is a tough decision. But I would have to say I like 2 guys. I like T. Higgins and A.J. Brown. I love these guys. Everyone else is drafting them in the 3rd round, so why not me? All right, so here's the deal. A.J. Brown last year busted at his ADP last year. He actually ended up finishing 32nd on the rankings amongst wide receivers. And you got to take a look at Higgins. He's actually, I don't know if you know this, Connor, but he's actually the wide receiver 2 on his team. So that being said, I'm actually going robust. I don't like it. I'm actually going robust RB round, the third round. There's a ton of options, which actually, believe it or not, Dameon Pierce is actually coming off round 3. You guys have moved him up your rankings. Oh, yes, we believed in him from the beginning. Actually, no, you didn't. You had him 50th on your consensus rankings prior to this. No, he didn't. You actually did. You had him 50th on the consensus rankings. Well, anyway, let's continue here. A.J. Brown, again, going into a situation with Hurts, who's relatively not proven to be a huge pass thrower. Like, he doesn't throw a lot of volume. And you've got Devontae Smith, who was the wide receiver 1 there. Now you're investing a third-round pick on A.J. Brown, who was a top 10 last year and busted significantly at his ADP. I personally do not like A.J. Brown round 3, and T. Higgins could have a good year, but again, he is the wide receiver too. So again, I'm going to be passing on him. Well, you suck. Get back to your camera. All right. Number 4, my favorite pick in number 4, round 4, who happens to be major upside, and I don't care what you say. Pick number 4, my favorite pick, which is the worst pick, which is the best pick, is Jalen Waddle. What do you think? Again, Jalen Waddle, there's this weird chance, Connor, that Waddle could actually surpass Tyreek Hill in fantasy points. But the problem I'm having is, can you look at the camera that way? Okay? No, that way. Yeah. That way. I think there's like a spring on his neck. Okay, hold it right. Okay, please look forward. Jalen Waddle actually had 141 attempts last year, guys. 141 attempts. Target. You're distracting me. 141 targets last year, and they brought in Tyreek Hill. So Waddle is in a situation where, guys, if you guys are listening in the car, it's very distracting. All right, Connor, pay attention. Look forward. What happens is this. Waddle peaked at 141 targets last year, and now they brought in Tyreek Hill. Tua, do we really trust them? It's a different situation here, so I'm not really fully sold on Waddle being the wide receiver 1, right? Because he was last year. Tyreek Hill's coming in, looked good in preseason. This is a suspect situation where you're investing a 3rd or 4th round pick on Jalen Waddle when they already have a wide receiver 1 there. So I'd rather get a wide receiver 1 later. There's tons of them later, from Jerry Jeudy's to Amari Coopers of the world, to Drake Londons of the world, to other guys, Darnell Mooney's, Amon-Ra St. Brown's, that you can get later where you're not getting the wide receiver 2. Does that make sense, Connor? No. Okay, well, I do my best to try to convince the Consheepsis, and that's the best I can do, and that's all I can do. All right, so, Connor, can you go back to the other camera here? Thank you. All right, now, I want you to stay at this camera this time because I don't want you near me. The breath is killing me here. All right, that's enough. All right, so why don't you give us your favorite pick in round 5, please? Go ahead and give it to us. Okay, but here we go. By the way, guys, this is my best angle. What do you think? What do you think here? Connor, can we focus on the task at hand? This is my best angle. Okay. Number 5, 5th round. We got how many more rounds? We got 2 more rounds with this. I'm having a hard time dealing with you here on set. I don't know if we're going to do this again. Okay, guys, in the comments below, let me know if you want to see more of me here, because the counselor's picks are bad. Now, this guy in the 5th round is actually a running back. Okay, who do you got there? Okay. The guy I'm talking about here is Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds. Okay, stay there. I don't want you back here. Okay, stay there. Stay there. All right. Chase Edmonds, guys, years to wow us. We're not wowed. That's all I got to say. And he's coming off in and around rounds 5 to round 6, sometimes as early as round 4. And people are drafting this guy as their RB1, which is absolutely ludicrous. Terrible. Again, I'm going to be completely fading him. No desire. Even though the situation can be good for Chase Edmonds, I do not trust this guy. I don't care how well he performs. I do not care. Let Connor take him. Let the Consheepsis in your league take him. I have no desire for him at all. All right, Connor, you're back on camera here. Okay. Okay, I know your breath. Did you get some mint in there? My mouth is absolutely clean. Can't you see? Look how handsome I look today. Look at my ears. Okay, now let's talk about this. We're on pick number 6, and here I like a couple options. One of them, if he falls, and I'm so lucky and grateful if he does, is Antonio Gibson. Now, do you realize Antonio Gibson is actually, he's back. He's literally, I'm telling you guys, honestly, one fumble away from losing his job. Now, we had that unfortunate incident, very unfortunate, with Brian Robinson, who got shot in the leg. He's apparently back with the team now, healing. We don't know his expected time of his return. I'm glad he's healthy, he's alive, he's safe. He was ready to steal the job. Prior to this shooting, right, Antonio Gibson was losing his job. Brian Robinson, we don't know how serious his leg injury is, apparently shot in the leg, how serious that is, but Antonio Gibson is literally one fumble away. And I don't know if you know this, Connor. Brian Robinson was drafted because he didn't fumble a lot in college. So Gibson has that issue. So I think they're doing away with the Gibson. So a lot of people are investing in Gibson very early, thinking he's going to be the RB1, like yourself. Okay. And what's happening is a lot of people will be disappointed when he loses his job. So I appreciate that you like him in the 6th round, 5th round as your RB1 or 2, but it's not going to work out for you. You're not nice at all. Get back to your camera. All right, last pick here, guys. Let's go. So round 7 here. There's a bunch of guys coming off at this ADP. Who do you like at this ADP? Well, I've gone 0 RB, so I'm going to stack as many running backs as I can. At this ADP, I love Miles Sanders in and around round 7. I think he's an absolute bargain and a steal. Make sure you guys draft him. Listen, I don't agree with this pick at all, Cotter. Miles Sanders on a suspect offense where, again, running has not been their forte. They've got options to throw a lot this year. A.J. Brown being ranked very high. Devontae Smith relatively high on the Conchichas rankings. No offense. But at the end of the day, man, Miles Sanders, another guy, this is what you don't want to run into when you're drafted. You don't want to get running backs that are being drafted later, right? You want those early top-heavy running backs. You don't want to end up with guys like your, Miles Sanders or your Antonio Gibson at this point. And Chase Edmonds even. I saw you like Chase Edmonds and Miles Sanders, Antonio Gibson at these ADPs. And I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to make up for where you lost at the beginning of the draft later. So not the way to do it. You want to go robust RB and secure that most scarce position. Okay? Screw you, counselor. Okay, well, you know what? I think this may be the last time you're on the show. So we appreciate Connor for being here, guys. We went for the first 7 rounds, and we gave you one of. There's other guys that I don't like here, by the way, at this ADP. Worst picks at the ADP. It's up to you guys to make the decision here in regards to, do you want to be with the Conchichas or do you want to be with the Lion? Now, Connor, you have your own song. Did you know that? No, I didn't know. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, Connor's grooving. Connor's grooving now. Why don't you go over to your camera and sing your song? Now, Connor's actually going to sing the song before we go. This is our goodbye song. Hey, that's not nice. That's true. All right, beautiful song, Connor. So that's our farewell song. We had to sing the Conchichas song on our way out. Connor, is there anything else you'd like to say, everybody? I'll be back. Well, there you go. He says he'll be back here. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of my new co-host. And please, for God's sakes, avoid these picks in the first 7 rounds. All right, guys? Appreciate you, Connor. Thanks for being here. Bye. We're out, guys. Thank you. It's crazy. You're crazy.